What is good, my people? We're back with another video. Today I'm going to show you how you can get absolutely jacked, ripped, built with just calisthenics, body weight. A lot of people would call this a prison style, you know, training, workout, anything like that. But I'm just going to show you how you can get it done with the basics. You can build an awesome physique with little to no equipment. So the equipment that I do use in the video, obviously you can substitute with household items, anything like that. So let's get into the session. We're starting off with the classic, you know how it goes, pull-ups. Now, if you want to build a nice wide back, you do some nice wide pull-ups. You want to make sure you're coming all the way up, back down, all the way up, back down. Now, if you can't do pull-ups just yet, obviously that wide, you can obviously do a narrower grip, which might be a little bit easier for some. Now, even if that's an issue, you can go with either a supinated or a hammer grip. That is going to bring your biceps in to assist you a little bit more, especially if you're a beginner. Or you can go with the classic chin up style pull up. That again is going to target the biceps a little bit more, but it's still going to hit the back because the lats still have to work. With any sort of pulling motion, the lats are going to be involved. Now, the amount of pull-ups you do in the beginning doesn't really matter. It's more so the form. So again, you want that chin to come over the bar, and then obviously all the way back down and repeat. Don't want no cheating, no kipping, no nothing. Make sure the form is good and the results will come, and then move on to the next exercise. We're focused on widening the back. Now we want to get that thickness in the back. So we're going to be doing some bodyweight rows, inverted rows, whatever people like to call them. Now, again, if you can't do a pull-up, this is where you may have to start with your back training to help you develop some pulling strength. But if you can do pull-ups, obviously this is going to still help with the thickness in your back. Just rowing all the way up like that, nice and controlled. As you get stronger and used to the exercise, you can try different grip variations. So you can bring your hands in here and then row up like that. You can switch them around like so and row up like that. All depends on where you are, your current fitness level and capabilities, but that is going to develop the thickness in your back. You want to make sure that you're bringing your chest either to the bar or as close as you possibly can to the bar. You want to make sure that your core is tight and tucked. You don't want your core slouching like this. No, you want it up here like this, and you want to pull through nice and clean, man. We want good reps, we want solid reps so that we can grow. And again, that's going to hit the biceps as well, and depending on how you grip the bar, your biceps are going to come more into play. So another exercise that you can do. If you don't have this set up, I used to use 2 chairs. You put a bar across it, you put some bricks or books, whatever, to secure the chairs, and you get to work, man. We're going to focus on the chest and the triceps. So dips, absolute chest builder, like known as the upper body squat. I don't think anything really compares to it, probably apart from push-ups when it comes to building your chest. Now with the dips, we want to make sure we're coming nice down, get a good stretch down the bottom, explode back up, stretch at the bottom, explode back up. We want to keep the form nice and neat. We should be either moving in a straight line up and down or slightly diagonal in order to target the chest and the triceps in different ways. Now again, if you can't do dips, eccentric dips. So come down nice and slow, reset, come down nice and slow, reset. And that's the way that you can still get the work in. Now, if you're still struggling with dips, what you can do is either grab a chair, sofa, anything like that, and literally come to the edge of it and just dip down like so. That's going to build the strength in your triceps and your chest so that you can move in to actual dips. I wouldn't stay on these for too long. Once you get to about 10, I would really try to move into parallel bar dips, but the choice is yours at the end of the day. So if you don't have too parallel bars. Another dip method that you can focus on, sorry, is straight bar dips. Now these hit your chest actually more than the parallel bar dips because they kind of take the triceps a little bit more out of the equation. So what you're going to do is come up into a straight bar. You're going to come down nice and slow, basically to the top of your abdomen, and then push back up. Now the triceps are still working, but the chest again is getting a nice stretch on it down the bottom. Now this one does take a little bit more coordination and core strength, so maybe if you're just starting out, it might be a little bit out of your speed, but once you do start to build up the strength in the chest and the triceps, definitely straight bar dips, man, gonna help to build the upper body very nicely. Now we can't forget about the absolute classic, which is the push-up. I'm sure nearly 99% of people who embarked on a fitness journey started with push-ups or something of this variation. So we're going to start with a nice classic push-up. We're making sure the elbows are not flaring out, they're going backwards. Good reps, nice and clean, chest to ground, come back up. Now if you want to focus a bit more on the triceps, and obviously you can do diamonds, so your hands literally in a diamond shape. Come down, push back up. Now again, if you want to make them even harder and you want to work in a more unilateral sense, then you can do arches. So let me just face this way so you can see the arches a bit more cleaner. Literally like that. Now you can switch sides if you want to, depending on the terrain, or depend on how easily your hands can move across the floor and all that good stuff. But those are 3 push-ups that you can use to develop your chest, and obviously your triceps are getting work as well. Now if you can't do push-ups, then I suggest you do this next exercise, incline push-ups. For those who can't do push-ups on the ground yet, you haven't built up that strength, what you're going to do is come at an incline. So you can literally do this on, again, a bench, a sofa, a chair, anything that is going to allow your body to be higher than your feet, or should I say your upper part of your body higher than your feet. And that's going to take off some of the weight, which again, you're still going to be able to do push-ups, but you're going to be able to build up that strength before you go down to the ground. Now obviously this is going to hit the lower chest more. So even if you're not a beginner and you just want to target the lower chest a bit more without having to do dips or, you know, bench, you can always just come into some incline push-ups and really just get some good reps in. If regular push-ups do become too easy, then you can come into some decline push-ups, and it's going to be the complete opposite of the incline. You put your feet on an elevated surface instead, and you just perform some push-ups. Now these are very hard in the sense of getting the motion correctly, making sure that core is nice and tight. It's not sagging, we don't want that. We want the core here, nice and tight. Come down and push up. Now, these are obviously going to be harder because now you're adding more weight onto your body. Whereas when your feet are on the ground, obviously you're at parallel level, but now that your feet are elevated, you're taking on more of the body weight. So again, another option as you advance through, get stronger, get bigger. If we head back over to the pull-up bar again, I forgot to mention about if you want to work the biceps, really and truly work the biceps, you get a nice narrow grip, neutral grip. I know I spoke about doing them here and here previously, but I forgot about in here as well. It's really going to allow you to get that nice deep stretch on the biceps and pull through them even better as well. So if you want to work your biceps, come with a nice narrow grip and really put in that work. Can't forget about the shoulders. Nice clean pike push-ups. So you're going to come into a pike position like this, and literally all you're going to do is come down and then push back up, really working those shoulders. Now as you progress, just like all the other exercises, you can raise your feet on a surface or a platform to make them harder. But for most people, who don't do pike push-ups, just doing them on the ground is going to be more than enough to help build up strength in your shoulders. And then the end goal should be able a handstand push-up the more and more you progress. But overall, I think that's a pretty solid upper body workout in regards to having little to no equipment, again, you can use your sofa, bench, chairs, any sort of apparatus in the house which is able to hold your weight, number one, and it's going to be safe for you to build a solid upper body. I will be doing a lower body video as well, but that's pretty much common sense, squats, lunges, but some people, you know, still want to see that. But overall, this is how you can get jacked at home, get real big, get real strong, you know, impress everybody, and you know, just get better physically, mentally, and even spiritually in a sense. So hope you enjoyed watching. Make sure you like, you comment, you subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.